Hi, Katrina Brommel here from KB Coaching. I'm about inspiring solopreneurs to take action and gain traction. And today I'm talking very briefly about fear. First of all, what is fear? Well, fear is a state where you feel frightened, afraid, or anxious, and regardless of whether or not you should be. The key word here is regardless, because what that means is that it's possible to feel fear even when you logically shouldn't. Fear and love are actually the foundation of the vast majority of our human actions, and they are the reasons we do anything at all. Despite the fact that fears aren't real, fear does get to the best of us, whether it's fear of failure, fear of success, fear of rejection, fear of missing out, lol, or even fear of fear. Pretty much all of us have experienced fear at some point in our lives, and it can be a real stumbling block that holds us back from being truly successful and free. But do you know that you're actually only born with two fears? Did you know that? That's the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Any other fears that we have, we've learned over time, or sometimes from an event or circumstance that evoked that initial emotion. And the good thing, though, of course, is since they are learned, they can also be unlearned. So what I'm saying is that every fear, apart from those two universal ones of falling and loud noises, every other one we have is based on our own reaction to an experience in our lives, and we're still being held back by that fear. So let me ask you for a moment to pause. Pause this video and take a moment to write down what your main fears are in life and in business. Go on, I want you to identify them. So just pause here for a moment. So they say that about 99% of the fear that people experience today is non-physical fear that only exists in our head. We think we're in danger, but we really aren't. Now, some examples are fear of public speaking, fear of being judged, fear of missing out, fear of people, fear of strangers, and by that I mean, introverts who find it hard to make new friends perhaps. Fear of humiliation, of being alone, of being different, fear of losing out, fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of change is a big one, fear of growing old, of being hurt, fear of authority, and a lot more others, of course. And I did also already mention fear of success and fear of failure and the fear of rejection. So do any of these fears above apply to you? Chances are you'll be able to relate to at least one or many more of them. I know I definitely do. Most of the above I can relate to, even if just for a short period of time or on a small kind of more subconscious level. The thing is, though, is that fear can't hold you back forever if you don't let it. There are quite a few things you can work on to overcome it, and today I want to share 9 ways to combat fear. So, okay, the first thing is to separate reality from perception. Ask yourself what's really going on. What is actually happening? Go on a fact-finding mission. Gather the evidence as to why the fear won't eventuate and then put them ahead of your feelings, because perception and reality are two totally different things. Identify the trigger. In most situations, there'll be a trigger or a cue that prompts your fearfulness. Figure out what this is. What triggers you? Is it a certain person, thought? Is it a smell that wafts before your nose and creates something inside of you? It's not always easy, but learning to identify will help you combat that fear. Know where fear lives in your body, because a lot of time fear, stress, and anxiety can physically take over. It affects different people in different ways. And for some people, it's a knot in the tummy. It might be maybe shortness of breath, a dry mouth, the shakes, sweatiness, a change in voice pitch. Identify if and how it affects your physical body. Raise your consciousness around this so you can catch it in time and more often as you move forward. Also, do the work to take care of your body. And by this, I mean, for example, if you hold stress or tension in your back, you might do more stretching or foam rolling to reduce the effects of that. I mean, for me, it's often my neck. So I have to really pay attention to that. The fourth thing is to practice gratitude. Every day, list out 3 or more things you're thankful for. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Gratitude helps shift the mind into a positive light, which over time overcomes fear. You can't be in fear and gratitude at the same time. The two are energetically opposed to each other. And look, gratitude keeps you hopeful. It helps quiet your fear story because it causes you to look at what is instead of what might be. It keeps you in the present, while fear is almost always future-based. So when actively expressing gratitude, I feel myself open up to life more, and I'm more trusting that things are just going to work out. Listen to your inner voice. Monitor your inner conversations and what that shitty-bitty-itty committee is saying to you. You know, if you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Speak positively to yourself and remind yourself of your strengths. Catch yourself thinking. CYT, before the nasties become reality. Create a new association. So remind yourself always that the feeling and the moment will pass. Focus on the positive outcome of the situation rather than the scary in between. There will almost always be a positive out of every scenario, even if all of it is growth and learning. So associate positives with fear, because fear is normal and it keeps us safe, but it does pass with positive benefits, doesn't it? Look at the glass half full. Perception is a very powerful thing, and how you feel about your situation dictates how you respond. So think positively and you'll give yourself a much better chance of success and eliminating fears. Now, this won't happen overnight. Practice with just one thought. What is one recurring negative, fearful thought you have? Work on reversing this one thought. Do you have a mantra that you can maybe repeat? Over time, this way of thinking does become a habit. Breathing exercises. So breathing helps center your body. When you stop breathing, your heart stops beating. You can do a grounding exercise or even just take 5 deep, long breaths at any point to calm and center yourself. It's best to start your day with this, but feel free to practice at any time of the day. You know, you can also bring this into play when you're triggered or before an event or situation you know brings up some fear for you. Breathing is a century-old strategy that has so many health benefits and really calms the nervous system. Create a safe space. So when you feel safe and secure, there is no room for fear. Find somewhere safe that you can retreat to when ill feelings begin. Now, whether this is a real place, such as your bedroom, or a place in your mind, such as the beach, this sense of comfort will soothe you and allow you to face your fear. It might be a visualization exercise where you mentally transport yourself to a place and time that anchors you to safety and empowerment. So, you know, we all have fear and there are many types. And why should we overcome it? Why? I mean, there are a host of reasons why, but mainly because, firstly, fear limits your potential. It's disempowering and stifling. It stifles personal growth and maximising potential. Secondly, you can never really outrun or hide from fear because unless you overcome it, it's going to catch you up. As long as you run away from it rather than deal with it, it will be there. So you may as well overcome it sooner rather than later. Fear is in your mind. It's a mental thing. You made it up, and most of the things you fear haven't happened yet, like making a fool of yourself. You're in the present, right? And these things haven't happened yet. And the great thing is that you're able to create your future without any of these things actually occurring. And the fourth thing is it wastes your personal resources. Fear is illogical and a waste of emotional and mental energy. The more you focus on the fear, the more you feed it. And the more you feed it, the more it grows. And at the end of the day, you're wasting all this energy feeding something non-constructive. All the moments you spend in fear are moments that you could spend cultivating positive thoughts and possibilities. Think about that. Now, please keep in mind that these 9 strategies I shared with you, not everything works for everyone, but this is a place to start. So start implementing these ideas into your life and don't let fear hold you back from having more, being more, and doing more. Empower yourself to reach your goals and your potential through personal growth and proactivity. You can only win. So I really hope you enjoyed this session today and thanks for being here. If you'd like any further support, please reach out. Take a screenshot of this. I help solopreneurs and coaches, as I said earlier today, go further than ever. I want you to say, because of you, I am where I want to be. And just as I've done for loads of other clients and my global coaching team, I'll help you to take action and gain traction, manage your mind and leap into the future. So, yeah, as I said, take a screenshot of my details and please join my Facebook group. I'd love to have you there if you're a coach in particular. So have a great day and keep on taking action. Bye for now.